Doctor Who. 13 people have played the part, including the War Doctor, of course. And today, I am going to be ranking them from best to worst. So what is up, guys? I am Chris and welcome to TardisTalk. Yeah, this is a new channel I've started up and it's going to be purely Doctor Who because I love Doctor Who. And on my other channel, I've got a channel called Chris PhD. I had a few Doctor Who videos here and there, but I want to purely make a channel dedicated to Doctor Who. The first video which I thought of was ranking the Doctors from best to worst, or worst to best, because well, worst to best doesn't really sound good as a title, so I thought best to worst. Anyway, take note that I am a new Doctor Who fan, so I've been watching the show since 2005. I've seen all of the episodes from 2005 onwards, and I've seen selected episodes from the past. I'm still going to rank the old Doctors as well, but I'm going to have to just judge it off of what I've seen already. So I hope you enjoyed this video. A lot of my opinions usually end up being unpopular. In spot number 13, I am going to be putting Sylvester McCoy there. The reason is because I haven't seen a lot of Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, but what I have seen, I haven't been overly impressed with. Some of it might be down to the fact that the BBC didn't really have a big budget when it came around to like, the late 80s/90s of Doctor Who. The one episode which I can think of which stands out the most to me in my mind of Sylvester McCoy is The Remembrance of the Daleks. Obviously featuring Ace as his companion in that one. That was a very good episode, I admit. But there wasn't really too much else going for him, in my opinion. I mean, once again, all of these Doctors on this list, I haven't got anything against them. Like the actors themselves. I mean, I just like ranking things, and Sylvester McCoy is my number 13. Next up, number 12, I am going to put in War Doctor there, Jon Hurt. The reason is because obviously it's only been one episode, and it's the 50th anniversary. I've put him here because obviously there's a lot of other Doctors, and I know I've put him above Sylvester McCoy, but I just didn't really like Sylvester McCoy's Doctor too much. I personally thought as well, obviously the concept of the 50th anniversary, he's the War Doctor. Well, personally, yeah, the 50th anniversary, I wish that somebody else was playing the War Doctor. I wish you either had Paul McGann or Christopher Eccleston. I would have preferred that personally because I'm a big fan of Paul McGann and Christopher Eccleston. And I just think, like, I know Eccleston wasn't coming back, but I mean, you had Paul McGann for the Night of the Doctor. Why not just put him in the 50th anniversary? He would have been a great fit next to Tennant and Matt Smith. So at number 11, this is probably the most unpopular decision that I'm going to make, and people are going to shoot me down in the comment section, but please don't. Yeah, this is just like a friendly kind of video, please don't hate on me, but I am putting Tom Baker here. I know that's a big thing to say, but obviously, yeah, I'm a new Who fan, and I just haven't seen a lot, or I haven't seen a lot of Tom Baker's Doctor Who. The ones I have seen haven't been very good. So, I mean, you know what I mean? I just need to base it on what I've seen already. The episode I have seen of his, and I do really like, is the Robots of Death. I mean, if you haven't seen the Robots of Death, the enemies look very similar to the Heavenly Host that was in the Voyage of the Damned. A bit more scary because obviously the time it was released, and so I know yeah, I just thought the faces are very creepy. Apart from that, I just haven't really seen too much Tom Baker, and I apologise I've put him this low down. Obviously, he's a big fan favourite among the classic Who fans, but for me, I mean, I always say he's got one of the best outfits. Out of all Doctor Who, he's got one of the best costumes. I'll say that, but for me, I've just got to put him there because, you know, I just prefer the others. So coming in at number 10 is William Hartnell / David Bradley / Richard Hurndall. Is it Richard Hurndall that played him in the Five Doctors? Well, I didn't really like Richard Hurndall at all. I'm just gonna not talk about him. But William Hartnell was the original actor to play the first Doctor. Obviously, we have David Bradley, who played William Hartnell in An Adventure in Space and Time, as well as, obviously, he's coming up in the Christmas special 2017, so that's going to be amazing. And just by the trailer, it looks really good. The reason I've put William Hartnell this low down in the list is purely because, obviously, yeah, again, I'm a new Who fan. I wasn't really a massive fan of the way the show was done back in, like, 1963. Again, I'm full respect to the guy, because he started it off. I mean, he led the way for all the later incarnations of the Doctor, but I just wasn't really a fan of the way, like, the first Doctor's character was when Hartnell was playing him. I mean, he's really grumpy. Apart from that, I mean, there was one nice scene, obviously, with when he said goodbye to Susan. But obviously, apart from that, yeah, I just wasn't really too much of a fan of the first Doctor. That's just my opinion. Next up, we have Peter Davison. This one's a very skeptical one because I never know where to put him in these top lists things, because sometimes I really like Peter Davison as a Doctor. I really like him, but I've got to judge it on obviously what I've seen, and the episodes I've seen, like, I suppose the episodes I've seen are really good. I mean, yeah, you've got Earthshock and you've obviously got the 5 Doctors. I mean, them 2 episodes I can think of on top of my head are really good. But I can't think of much else that I can't really think of much else that he's done. I'm not too sure about his character as well. Like, his character, I know. I think Peter Davison's Doctor's been like stereotyped as the nice Doctor. Like, out of all the Doctors, he's the nicest one. But I don't know. I didn't really enjoy his performance when I was watching them episodes, like Earthshock. I mean, probably Earthshock and the 5 Doctors are probably his best 2, in my opinion. Well, this one, I see. Colin Baker is my next one, right? Colin Baker, right? I really like Colin Baker. I've actually met him in real life. He's such a nice guy. He has one incredible episode called The 2 Doctors. It features Colin Baker and Patrick Troughton and Fraser Hines as well. Fraser Hines is Patrick Troughton's Scottish companion, the bloke. Like, everyone says, all these top 10 videos I see, Colin Baker's always the one that's right at the bottom. But I personally, in my opinion, I don't personally see him as the worst. Other people probably do. I really like Colin Baker's performance. And also, Colin Baker is the only Doctor that was actually managed to get the chameleon circuit to work. If you don't know what the chameleon circuit is what cloaks the TARDIS. Obviously, it broke and it got stuck into a police box. Right, in the number 7 spot, I am putting the 3rd Doctor, Jon Pertwee. Yes, Jon Pertwee is, well, for me, the most standout episode for him is the Spearhead from Space, which is his first episode. And quite frankly, it's the first Doctor episode which was in colour as well, which is incredible. I remember watching the episode myself. Well, I'm not old enough, but I had it on DVD. It was it came out in 1970. If you want to get it yourself, they've actually remastered it. It's on Blu-ray now. You can get some from 1970 in Blu-ray. How cool is that? And I personally recommend getting that one, because that's the one for me, which I thought was just, yes, Jon Pertwee is an amazing Doctor. Because, yeah, it features the Outons. It's the first episode which features the Outons. Obviously, if you don't know what the Outons are, go to Christopher Eccleston's first episode. They're the shop window dummies, and they look so creepy back in the 70s. The faces are just creepy. But yeah, Jon Pertwee's just got the ultimate character. And don't forget the yellow car, Bessie, with the number plate. Yeah, who on the number plate? How cool is that? And yes, that's why I put Jon Pertwee. Next up, we have Patrick Troughton. That is right, because Patrick Troughton is probably my favourite of the classic Doctors, because he's just so funny. He's if you go back, I know some people aren't really interested in the black and white Doctors, but he's really funny, trust me. His best episode by a mile is Tomb of the Cybermen. To be honest, that is probably the best Cyberman story that's ever been released as well. You need to go back and have a look. Some people would argue the 10th Planet, but I would say Tomb of the Cybermen. You also got, obviously, yeah, as I said earlier, he features in the 2 Doctors with Colin Baker. He's also in the 5 Doctors with Peter Davison. He's such a character. He is such a character. He's definitely like one of, or the best classic Doctor in my opinion. I just think his performance is incredible, especially with other Doctors when he like comes back and stuff. And his performance with Fraser Hines. Fraser Hines plays Jamie, and the chemistry they have on screen is just superb. It's amazing. It really is. Right, okay guys, we now have the top 5 Doctors in my opinion, in my list. First of all, we're going to go with Paul McGann. Paul McGann is, I would class him as a classic Doctor, but he's kind of the bridge between the classic and the new. So, obviously, yeah, he appeared in the 1996 movie, which I haven't actually seen all the way through. And he's also in the Night of the Doctor, a little mini-so, which is like the 6-minute thing. For me, I think Paul McGann didn't get enough screen time. I personally would like to see Paul McGann in a series, and I've been thinking about this a while, called The Time War. And it just features, I don't know, one of the characters from the Big Finish, like one of the companions from the Big Finish, audio things, because I haven't listened to any of the Big Finish audio stories, but I want to, because Paul McGann's done a lot of them, as well as a lot of the other classic Doctors. But Paul McGann, I think he's just an incredible actor. I would love to see him in the role once again. Obviously it wouldn't happen, but I would like to see some more of Paul McGann on a screen. Okay guys, the top 4, the new Doctors. This one's going to get very sceptical, like everyone's got their own opinion, their own favourites here. But for me, coming in at number 4 spot is Matt Smith. The reason being, well, I haven't really, the top 4 here, I love them basically equally. Like just a smidgen, just a little bit more than each other. Matt Smith, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult when it gets to this, like the top 4, because I like them a lot. So what I'm probably going to do here is just mention some of their best episodes. The 11th Hour, the Pandora opens, and the Big Bang. That was very good. Series 6 I didn't like very much. Probably Series 6 is probably my least favourite series out of anything. But yeah, the 50th anniversary. Then obviously Matt Smith regenerated in the time of the Doctor, and I think, yeah, Matt Smith he's such a character. He was very lively after Tennant. He was like, he brought a breath of fresh air. He was young. The music completely switched to like very like crazy. You didn't know what to expect from Matt Smith's Doctor. Right, number 3. For me, I am this. Please don't shoot me down. Everyone completely loves this guy so much, but for me, David Tennant makes my number 3 spot. And again, I love David Tennant's episodes. I mean, obviously, he's had the most episodes out of like the New Who. The ones that stand out for me the most are The Girl in the Fireplace, Doomsday. Oh my god, there's so many. You've got The Family of Blood. You've got the Triple Master story in series 3. Tennant's got a mass amount of amazing episodes. But yeah, I put him here just because, yeah, he's just not my favourite. You know, I like them all, but I mean, it's still top 3 out of 13 people, so it's still one of my favourites, but he's just not my ultimate favourite, so that's why I put Tennant in there. So guys, it's now time for my top 2 Doctors. Obviously we have Peter Capaldi and we have Christopher Eccleston left. Right, the order in which I'm going to put these in, number 2, I am going to put in Peter Capaldi. And I mean, as I said, this top 4 or this top 5 Doctors, like, I love them pretty much equally, but like just a little bit more than each one, sort of thing. There's not much. There's not hardly anything between these Doctors. Yeah, the main episodes for me which stand out for Capaldi are Deep Breath, the Series 8 finale, which I really like the Series 8 finale. Yeah, guys, in Series 9 you have The Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, Under the Lake, and Before the Flood. They're the first 4, and honestly, they're some of Peter Capaldi's best episodes in my opinion. They're so good. Yeah, Series 10 was very good, obviously with World Enough and Time and the Doctor Falls as the finale. Yeah, just Peter Capaldi, I think he's very like as soon as he became a Doctor, like I think the community kind of divided in a way, because a lot of people didn't like him for some reason, and I don't understand why, honestly. I think his age, and obviously, like, I think his age gives us added advantage to how good he is. I just really like Capaldi, and he's such a nice bloke. I mean, I've been watching a lot of the panel shows they do at like events and stuff, and he's such a nice guy. And I just love his Doctor. The whole image is good. As I said, yeah, his image is like a combination of like the first 3 Doctors, and it's like it works really, really well for him. So guys, coming in at number 1, you know who it is. It is Christopher Eccleston. And again, I think Christopher Eccleston is another one which like some people, it's like sometimes people are 50-50 with him. Like it's another like Peter Capaldi. For some reason, a lot of people like skip Series 1, or yeah, just don't really like Eccleston, which I don't understand why. Once again, he's another tremendous actor, and Series 1 is so good. In my opinion, Series 1 is my favourite series of Doctor Who. I would say there isn't one bad episode in that series. You know, like in some series you get like a few episodes you think, oh, that wasn't very good, or it's a little bit off. Well, in my opinion, Series 1 had it was a flawless year. I think the writing was superb. The CGI was good as well back then in 2005. Like they used it really well. Also, yeah, the parting of the Bad Wolf and the partings of the Ways. That's one of my favourite finales in a Doctor Who series. It's so cleverly done. And I do think Russell T Davies had a lot of control over Eccleston's Doctor, because he knew he only had 13 episodes to obviously start him and finish him in, the sort of thing. So I think he had more control over that Doctor's storyline, sort of thing. But yes, guys, there we go. That is my top 13. Well, the best to worst, worst to best, however you want to say it. Doctors. I really hope you enjoyed this. I do not know which video I'll do next. I might do a video discussing the 13th Doctor, actually. I may do one of them. But for now, I'm going to get going. I really hope you enjoyed. I am Chris from TardisTalk, and I will see you next time.